Hi everyone, welcome to Teams for Legal. In today's session, we'll be talking about migration. Considering that you have stored all your emails and all your documents in the system up until today, you're now looking at adopting Microsoft Teams and you're considering if you need to migrate all the data or if you need to integrate all that information. So the first question is, should I migrate or should I integrate my document management system with Microsoft Teams? If you decide to migrate all your information, that gives you a few advantages. For example, you have a single location where all your information is stored, and you have a single location where you should be managing all these permissions. All Teams functionality, including search and notifications, for example, are supported. And in the longer term, that will give you a save in license and IT cost of maintenance because you're only maintaining one platform, which is actually managed by Microsoft because it's Office 365. On the other hand, you have to spend some effort in migrating that legacy data from your old document management system into the new environment. If you decide to go with the integration, you'll of course save costs in the short term. You will limit changes for the end user because they can typically also work in the old world or in their traditional system. Apart from that, if you decide to integrate, there are a few challenges that come up with the integration aspects. For example, if you decide to integrate your system, you have to maintain security on two locations. Assuming that you open a client or a matter as a team, you have to, on one hand, control the team security, but also need to control the security that comes with the document management system that you integrate. Some of the functionality in Teams is limited. For example, the search functionality or the notifications do not apply to any integration, but they only apply to native Teams functionalities. Multiple locations of your documents. Of course, if you have two systems, like the team and a separate document management system, you need to consider everything around archiving and retention. When you archive your matter or your client, do you also archive the team? Will it become read-only? Will you close the team, and what happens to that information? So these are things to consider when you decide to integrate or migrate. And of course, on the long term, you have to maintain two or even multiple systems, which will have an impact on costs. So if we decide to migrate, there are a few things that you need to consider. Of course, you need to translate the old world to the new world. You have to decide if a folder or workspace or a site, whatever your source system is, will become a team or a channel or optionally a private channel in your new world. You have to consider security, because of course you don't want to open up any confidential information. You need to make a metadata mapping to ensure that all information is classified in the same way and that you can still leverage search functionality if your old system supported these. You probably want to manage and maintain the original modification information, like which user edited the document at what date, because those are the most used properties for searching and filtering and sorting. You want to ensure that the new system that you built is actually sized to support your limits and support the needs that your organization has in terms of growing your clients, your matters, and so on. And you need to consider if you go over in a big bang or do it step by step, user by user, or group by group. Typical things that you need to consider when you decide to migrate from a legacy system to a new system. If you decide to integrate your legacy DMS system into Microsoft Teams, there are two ways to do that. You could use the Add Cloud Storage functionality, and that is typically limited to a few sources at the moment. So you could integrate SharePoint, of course, which is Microsoft. You could also integrate Dropbox, Box, ShareFile, and Google Drive. These are actually links that you store in the Files tab, but they are not really connecting the data. So it's not possible, for example, to use Teams search functionality to search in these cloud storage options. Apart from that, if you adjust the Teams security, it will not adjust the security in the linked systems. So you need to ensure that when you lock down a matter, that you lock down the security on both the team and the actual underlying document management system. Typically, we see that this is a good option when you can control that from a central system and push that security towards the both locations. If this needs to be managed manually by a user or by a team of users, it can be a challenging option. If you decide to integrate your document management system via the web page functionality, a website tab in a team or in a channel, consider that not all your data is automatically stored in that website tab. Typically, if you attach a document in a chat or if you attach a document to a task in your planner, these documents are not stored in your document management system that you linked via the website, but they are stored in the team. So you end up with documents in two locations. If you end up with documents in two locations, how will you ensure that that information is archived and that information is secured? For example, if your document management system changes the security of a matter and makes this confidential or locks out a few users at a certain point in time, you need to ensure that that same security adjustment is also applied to the corresponding team. Same goes for archiving. If you'll be archiving a matter, you'll be making that information read-only in your document management system. How will you sync back that information to the team? Will the team also become read-only, or will the team be converted to a set of documents and locked in your document management system? And the same goes for the history of a team when you archive it. For example, if you have tasks and tasks have been marked as completed at certain point in times, how will you make these items and these pieces of information part of your archived case? Thank you for watching. If you would like more information, visit our website teamsforlegal.com, where you can also subscribe to receive notifications in case of any new videos or any updated information. You can also reach out to us via info@teamsforlegal.com if you would like a personal demonstration.